Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Pink Floyd Completion Project. Today we are looking at the final full-length Pink Floyd live album, Pulse. This is the greatest live album of all time. Period. Period. Like, that's the end of it. It's just the greatest live album of all time. Song number 1, Shine On You Crazy Diamond. It's a damn good performance. The crowd knows what's up. Dick Perry, of course, showed up on the album. He also joined the band on tour for this one. He's back on the sax and does a superb job. And then the part 7 verse is added. That's a difference between the version of it on here and Delicate Sound of Thunder. This is the better version. It's a pretty good standalone version. Frankly, just listen to the one on Wish You Were... Just listen to Wish You Were Here if you want the full experience with Shine On You Crazy Diamond in order for it to get the best effect. But this is a pretty damn good version here. And then song number 2. For the first time since 1971, what do they perform after Shine On You Crazy Diamond? Astronomy Donomy. Oh yeah. Or Astronomy Domini. However the fuck it's pronounced. The crowd is excited. Dave and Rick share lead vocals. It's clearly based off of the Umagumba version, but thankfully this one is better and not 8 minutes long. Although I feel like this touring band could actually make 8 minutes of this song pretty damn interesting. It's, like the build-up is so good, and then it's just like, bum, 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 bum. And the crowd's like, oh shit, hell yeah. Astronomy Donomy? Fuck yeah, dude. Like, they are down. And then song number 3, our first selection from the Division Bell, What Do You Want From Me? For me, this is not as good as the studio version. Apart from the bridge is almost better than the studio version. Like, it's fantastic to hear Dave and Rick harmonize. You could have anything you want. Like, oh my god, I love it. It's so good. Song number 4, Learning to Fly. If I'm gonna listen to Learning to Fly on its own and not in the context of a live album or Momentary Lapse of Reason, I'm gonna listen to the Delicate Sound of Thunder version, because I think that is when they got that song just 100% right and 100% correct of what it is. This version is also pretty good, but in context, it's fantastic. Keep Talking. The studio version is still better, but this version's pretty damn good. This is a weird one to perform live, or to hear performed live, because you can't really do the reverse keyboard thing in the beginning from it without playing from the studio version. So for a second, it sounds like they just put crowd noise over the studio version of the song, but they performed it live. This is Pink Floyd, not Kiss. So it's pretty good. Coming Back to Life. This one is on par with studio. The song itself is pretty fucking good, so it's great. I believe Dave still plays this, and if I looked the last time I looked at the set list, I'm pretty sure he's gonna play this when I see him in New York in like 6 days, 5 days, however long. I'm very excited. Hey You, David Gilmour and John Karen share lead vocals. John Karen is a great substitute for Roger. The solo is fucking awesome. Karen almost brings like a Bob Geldof energy to the vocals, except he doesn't suck. So, Great Day for Freedom. Again, on par with the studio version. I don't really have much to say about that song. You want to hear my thoughts about that song? Go look at my Division Bell video. I'm pretty sure if you're watching this, you already saw that one, because that one popped the fuck off for some reason. I don't know why. Sorrow. The intro solo is fucking meaty. Oh, I want to take a bite out of it. You know, it's like Sorrow but de-80sified. The end solo is jizz-worthy. This is not even the best song on this album, but it is the best version of Sorrow. Like, period. Any other version that's performed live, any tribute band, you know, Delicate Sound of Thunder, David Gilmour on his own, this is the best version of Sorrow. Not even close. And that's not the only best version of any Pink Floyd song on this album, but we'll get there pretty shortly, folks. Oh, yeah. High Hopes, this is the best version of High Hopes. Just, and then, of course, they've got another Brick in the Wall Part 2. It includes sections of both Parts 1 and 3. Again, no Happiest Days of Our Lives. It's a decent version. I don't really have much else to say about it. It's another Brick in the Wall Part 2. Everybody and their grandma's heard it like 30 times. You know, One of These Days is fucking awesome, because it's one of these days. And for the American run of shows, you know, this wasn't every gig on the 94 tour, but it was a good chunk of them, including every American show. They treated the audience to something that they hadn't done since 1975. They performed Dark Side of the Moon in its entirety for the first time since 1975. First time in 19 years. And it's pretty damn good. Excuse me, what the fuck? The crowd goes nuts for Speak to Me and Breathe. The time solo is fucking excellent. Great King in the Sky is never going to top the original. Like, Claire Torrey just fucking ripped on that version. She did so well on that version. Yeah, Money is way better than the Delicate Sound of Thunder version. Us and Them is immaculate. Guy's bass is funky on Any Color You Like. You do kind of miss Roger a little bit on Brain Damage and Eclipse, but, you know, otherwise, you know, it's a pretty damn good version of Dark Side of the Moon. Dave even thanks Roger at the end, if you watch the movie, not if you listen to the live album. I listened to the live album on Spotify for this one because I don't own it, and got interrupted by so many fucking political ads, you have no idea. It's real annoying. So number 23, Wish You Were Here. The crowd sings along to the definitive live version of this all-time classic song. That's it, and then Comfortably Numb. This is the single greatest performance of anything, like of any piece of music of all time. Full stop. Beethoven can suck upon David Gilmour's penis, because David Gilmour is cooler than Beethoven, because David Gilmour did this excellent version of Comfortably Numb. Jizzworthy does not even begin to describe the sheer excellence of this version of the song. You listen to this version of the song, you forget that you're in reality for a minute. You just fucking jam. And Dave just in the solo keeps going and going and going and building. And it's so fucking good. Again, Jizzworthy doesn't even begin to describe it. You could launch a rocket to the moon with the amount of semen that is ejaculated from your body while you listen to this version of the song. It is so good, dude. Oh my god. Like, David Gilmour just casually became a fucking god when he did this version of the solo, because it was and then they wrap it up with Run Like Hell. The intro's not as excellent as Delicate Sound of Thunder. Apart from that, this is the best live version of Run Like Hell outside of the original Wall tour. And the Farmer showed up. Okay. But yeah, dude, like if you're gonna listen to anything from this album, listen to that live version of Comfortably Numb. I will link it below, dude. And of course, personnel, along with Pink Floyd, David Gilmour, Rick Wright, Nick Mason, of course. You've got Tim Renwick on, some spare guitars. Guy Pratt, obviously, covering for Roger on bass. John Guerin on keys. Gary Wallace on drums. Dick Perry on sax. And then Sam Brown, Durga McBroom, and Claudia Fontaine on backing vocals. And, of course, they sing Great Gig in the Sky. And this was the final full-length Pink Floyd tour, but it was not the final performance. It was not the final live performance underneath the Pink Floyd name. But we have a couple of pit stops to make before we get there, before we get to the next one. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it. If you have something to add, please do so in the comments section down below. If you want to hear me talk about something other than music, I have a podcast called Dorkies. I have a podcast with two of my buddies called Dorkies. I will post a link to the most recent episode of that in the description below. And if you want to continue along this musical journey with me, please feel free to subscribe. And if you want to hear what I happen to be listening to that day, or a 15-second segment at least, you can follow me on Instagram at Sean_Heaster1979. And with that, I will leave you there, and I will see you all in the next one, which will be Richard Wright's Broken China. Bye-bye.